Welcome to Side Hustle with 9 to 5 podcast. I'm your host, Priya, online business coach, helping coaches, course creators, and small business owners with the right mindset, marketing tools, and strategies. I run multiple online businesses along with my 9 to 5 and manage 2 hyperactive boys aged 11 and 6. My purpose is to empower women with financial independence to live a life they truly deserve. If you're ready to start a simple yet wildly successful online business, you've come to the right place. This podcast will teach you bite-sized, actionable steps that you can implement in your business or in your ideas straight away. Let's dig in with today's episode. Today we're going to talk about generational middle class mindset. It's a topic that's really close to my heart, and I recently shared a poll on Instagram asking people how much they know about me, and one of the questions was, what was my biggest goal in life? And as most of my followers know me really, really well, they chose the option which was retire at 40 or before 40. The other option I had was to be a millionaire, and the last option I had was to shop without looking at the price tag. And very few people clicked on the last option, but that was the right option that I had chosen. And then people started DMing me saying, I know you want to retire by 40, so why have you changed your goal recently? And they all know that I'm a shopaholic. So it was interesting how people were offended that, I kind of changed, or I made them feel like they don't know me. And it was a cutest thing that people really associate. They're very close to me, which is true. But they didn't understand the question. But the question was, what is the biggest goal in my life? I could be a millionaire. I could retire before 40, yet have the generational middle class mindset that would not let me to step into my highest self and truly feel that I deserve luxury. I deserve things that are expensive. And I think I've addressed this in a couple of my videos and posts that childhood conditioning and your family has a deep impact in your money mindset. And being a very, very typical conservative Indian coming from a South Indian traditional family, I've always grown up with my dad telling me, money does not grow on trees. There's no need to buy that. It has to be useful. There should be a real need before you go spend your money on something. So desires were not valued. That is the right word to say. So it was more of need. But what if I really desire something? There's no harm in me desiring something. So when I really sat and thought about this, I felt that's the biggest thing that I want to achieve. I don't want to look at the price tag. If I want to buy it, I want to buy it. And I think I'm halfway there. And I did quote some examples where when I was buying my first Coach handbag, the first handbag I bought, like very expensive one, was $120. That was for my mom. Okay, I had not purchased one for myself at that stage for $100. So that was an expensive first handbag that I got. And because it was for my mom, I had a valid justification. But then when it came to me, and then I spent $100 on a handbag, and I didn't feel bad because I had leveled up my mindset till then. But I always had an eye on a Coach handbag. And then when my friend went to Sydney and I was shopping on video, I saw this limited edition bag, which was just one piece left. And that makes it even more scarce. And that scarcity mindset drives your brain to grab it when you can. So I typically did the same response to my brain, and I wanted that bag. And it was a whooping $750. And I was like, I told him, give me 10 minutes. And then I sat and thought about it. I'm like, should I go for it? It's just a bag. why will I spend $750? It's almost a week's pay. Okay, so in my job, almost, a week's pay. Why would I spend it on a handbag? And then I switched it and said, it's just a week's pay and I'm going to have it for years. So it brought about a different perspective to the same circumstance. Thanks to my coach, thanks to my coaching brain, and thanks to me leveling up to have a different perception about the same issue and flipping my thoughts in 10 minutes to put my card number there and buy that bag. And trust me, that's the only bag that's wrapped in a nice transparent cover to prevent any dust. But still, I want people to see the bag. So this is a classic example of how I overcame that generational middle class mindset. And some people responded, oh, how much of a money I have, I wouldn't spend on a handbag to that price. I said, I completely understand and I respect your decision. All I'm saying is you should know and understand that you are worthy and you deserve to buy things that you desire. It is not something that you spend on needs that the world brands or the society would approve of. So I bought an iPhone only when I thought it as an investment for my business because I wanted to shoot quality videos. I didn't invest in a DSLR. I invested in an iPhone. So that was back then in 2019. And now I would buy an iPhone if I want to buy an iPhone, if it's not my need, if it's just a desire. My iPhone is quite good, but if I want to buy an iPhone 13, I would definitely go for it. And that's the kind of mindset I want people to have. There is another disclaimer. I don't use credit cards. I don't use Afterpay. I don't use any interest schemes. Okay? So it's not just spend, spend, spend. It is save and spend intentionally without limiting with the conditioned mindset that the society, your family, your friends, and the people you network with has imposed in you. You feel restricted and constricted because of these deep conditioning thoughts. And it's interesting, everybody has a different definition for financial independence. For me, I always say to women, financial independence is the ability to walk away from dependency of a toxic marriage, an unhealthy relationship, or siblings and parents who don't treat you well, even children who does not receive you well, or the spouse who does not give you the basic respect that you deserve, and all the drama that surrounds. It's such a huge accomplishment. It is such a huge feeling to understand that you are self-sufficient and you can walk away from things that does not serve you the way you deserve. This is my biggest message to all women and men out there. It's not always the women who suffers. I've seen men who go through similar emotional turmoil if they have a better earning spouse, and for some reason the man has to struggle to cope up with self-esteem and self-respect. So for any individual or human being, financial independence does not mean just splurging on things like fancy cars and huge houses and flashy watches and handbags. But it basically is the freedom that you give for yourself to be able to truly stand with what you deserve and not settle for average. So through my coaching, I strive hard to help my clients business owners who make millions, who still suffer with hard money mindset drama to come out of their generational middle class or limited mindset, to break their shell into the world of abundance and truly acknowledge that they deserve a fair share of pie in this abundant universe. If you have issues in addressing the mindset issues, shoot me a DM on Instagram. My handle is Dr. Priya Jagannathan, DrPriyaJaganathan. I'll leave the link in the show notes below. Connect with me on Instagram, share your struggles, and I will try to help you the best way I can. I'll see you all in the next episode.